What's up, schoolmates? Woo! Alright, welcome sa ating super special episode dito sa Holy Angel University, Pampanga!
Yes! Ang taas ng energy,
Baby!
Jules. Nakakamiss naman. Pero syempre mga schoolmates, this is not a drill because the comeback is real. Ako, sa mga hindi nagtatanong, no, kami lang naman po ang OG host ng schoolmates na nagbabalik para makidebate at makisaya ngayong gabi. Ako po, si JV Cruz.
At ako naman po si Jules Giang, and yes, that is right, we are back celebrating the 10th anniversary of Schoolmates. Alam mo, JV, sobrang nakakamiss itong
Sobra.
energy, parinig ka ng energy. Yung hype ng mga kabataan. Pero ito ang very important question, JV. Kaya ba nating makisabay sa energy ng mga Gen Zs?
Totoo. Parang masakit na ngayon kasuhan ko. Pero syempre, hindi tayo magpapahuli. Lalaban natin to hanggang dulo dahil ngayong gabi, hindi lang tayo makikinig. Sasaksihan din natin ang isang mainit na balitaktakan ng ating mga ka-schoolmates tungkol sa isang issue ng edukasyon.
Alam mo, that is very true, JV. Alam mo, for the past 10 years, laging trending ang mga hot issues dito sa Schoolmates. At ngayong gabi, we are diving into one of the hottest debates right now. Dapat na nga ba talagang tanggalin ang mandatory senior high school sa Pilipinas?
Yes, pero syempre, wait lang. Ito, Jules, na-miss ko talaga. For the past 10 years, ginagawa natin to. Isang sigawan na may kasamang palakpakan, Holy Angel University, Pampanga! Ayan! Pero syempre, before we start, kailangan nating pakinggan ang ating live audience kung ano ang kanilang opinions sa ating issue for tonight. Sinong gustong mag-share ng thought? Ayan. Hi, hello, dito tayo. Mahirap
Ayan, yan
kayong
siya.
puntahan. Ayan.
Yung naka-denim ata.
Mabilis lang. Tatanungin ko lang kung anong opinion mo sa ating issue for tonight, no? Ayan. Hi, hello. Tayo po tayo. Hi, what's your name?
GK po. GK.
Okay. Sa narinig mong issue natin ngayon, pabor ka ba na tanggalin ang senior high o gusto mong isolid ka na dapat i-retain ito?
Solid po.
Bakit? Bakit?
Kasi gusto ko yung Yums.
Okay. Ayan. Perfect. Sige. Magtatanong pa tayo ng isa dito. Ayan.
Sino
Hi, hello. Good evening. Ayan, tayo. What's your name?
Lara po.
Lara, ikaw, anong insight mo sa ating hot issue ngayong gabi?
Yung insight ko po is hindi po kailangan tanggalin yung senior high. If gusto po talaga nila na maging mas ready po yung mga estudyante sa senior high, edi ibahin na lang po talaga nila yung process po, opo.
Ayan. Sino ba dito yung o sige, magsigawan na lang kung sino yung pabor na tanggalin ang senior high.
Pro tanggalin. Sino gusto alisin? Ayun, meron doon sa taas. Sino
Ayan.
yung gusto i-retain? Meron ba rin senior high? Okay.
Ayan. There you go mga ka-schoolmates. Narinig na natin ang halo-halong opinions ng ating mga ka-schoolmates. Pero syempre, let's go straight to the real deal. Pakinggan na natin ang ating mga debaters na magbibigay ng kanilang mga argumento ngayong gabi. Tama ba, Jules?
Tama yan, JV. So mga schoolmates, malinaw na merong dalawang sides dito. May nagsasabing dagdag gastos lang daw at oras ito, pero syempre, meron ding mga naniniwala na kailangan ito para maging ready ang kabataan para sa trabaho o para sa kolehiyo. Pero the big question now, JV, is dapat nga bang tanggalin ang mandatory senior high school? Kaya naman, wag na natin patagalin pa. Kilalanin na natin ang mga debaters ngayong gabi mula sa panig ng dapat tanggalin ang mandatory senior high school. Panoorin natin to.
My name is Keisha Caitlin C. Sesses, 17 years old, from Accountancy, Business and Management Strand, grade 12. We were hesitant at first since we really were unsure about our given topic, but as we grew to research and learned more about it, we saw how we can defend it.
I am Alvin Jr. A. Pineda, 18 years old, grade 12 from the Yums department. We tried to look at it holistically. So we tried to look at each perspective in a way that we would understand where our opponents would be coming from.
My name is Dieter Balahadja from grade 11 Humanities and Social Sciences, section St. Lucia, 16 years old. Sabi ko lang is good luck and sana don't take the mga sasabihin nila personally sa amin, hindi namin iti-take yung personal sa amin. Academic and yung closeness as a friends namin, parang mahiwalay siya. Kung ano man yung nasa debate, mag-i-stay lang sa debate. And yung mga closeness namin sa friendship namin, hindi yun magbabago.
I know we both had extensive research, so let's have a good debate and a productive one.
At mula naman sa panig na nagsasabing hindi dapat tanggalin ang mandatory senior high school, panoorin natin to.
I am Gian Mortel, 17 years old, grade 12, Humanities and Social Sciences strand. I felt that I had the responsibility to represent the voices of those senior high school students like me that face these issues on the daily. I am against making this senior high school mandatory program to be removed.
I am Althea Johara Quizon Barcena, 15 years old, grade 11, Humanities and Social Sciences strand. Well, aside from research, we also practiced. And I think that was one of the most important things that we could have done to further dig deeper onto our topic.
I am Orion Lei A. Tagama, 17 years old, grade 12 from the Humanities and Social Sciences strand. Our strategy really was to expect the unexpected. We didn't want to rely on our sources. We had to really dig deeper as well dun sa kalaban namin. Of course, to really gain insight kung ano ba yung nasa isip nila, kung ano yung pwede nilang ibato sa amin, so that we would become more prepared and of course, build a stronger force.
3 things: research, research, and research. We really dig deep into this topic, made educational dialogues, and talked about it with each other within the past few days.
At sa ating pagbabalik, sisimulan na natin ang mainit na balitaktakan dito lang sa #1 youth debate ng bayan, Schoolmates! At nagbabalik ang Schoolmates at nandito pa rin tayo sa Holy Angel University, Pampanga! Pero bago tayo magsimula sa ating bardagulan, reminder lang mga ka-Schoolmates, this episode isn't about saying who is right or wrong. It's about sparking conversation and hearing different perspectives. Kaya naman bago tayo magsimula, let's lay down the ground rules. Let's all watch this.
May 2 teams na maglalaban, ang Team Pro at Team Con na may tig-3 miyembro. Ang team leaders ang unang sasalang sa laban para sa bawat tanong may 3 rounds o lives, ang bawat isa na may 30 seconds per speaker per round. Kapag sobrang intense at walang gustong magpatalo, we activate the bonus round. 1 minute and 30 seconds yan na free-flow discussion, meaning bahala na magsagutan ang magkabilang panig. Pero kung halimbawa hindi na makaribat ang naunang debater, pwede siyang mag-buzz para palitan ng ibang team member. Pero ito ang twist. Bilang mga host, may kapangyarihan kami mag-buzz sa gitna ng laban. Kung medyo off, boring o hindi kami satisfied sa sagot ng sino mang debater, we can buzz you out at papalitan ng ibang team member. Kaya make sure na hindi lang matalino ang sagot nyo. Dapat klaro, direkta at convincing. Bring your best arguments.
Alright, handa na ba kayo mga debaters? Yes? Alright, kung handa na kayo, game na. Mauuna ang ating mga team leaders. Unang tanong, dapat nga bang tanggalin ang mandatory senior high school? Simulan natin kay Kisha.
Dapat tanggalin ang mandatory senior high school kasi dapat palitan siya ng optional. Merong mga objectives or goals na nilahad yung DepEd para ma-sustain yung K-12 curriculum. Pero studies from DepEd says na hindi nila na-meet yung objectives na yon or merong results pero hindi siya sufficient para ma-prove na dapat mandatory yung senior high school.
Okay, ano masasabi mo dyan, Gian?
No, because according to Sunstar Philippines this year, it is first of all fostering inequality kasi it will cause a 2-tiered educational system. Education will be seen as a privilege. And second, it is ineffective or inefficient kasi academic institutions will race to the bottom and there is no clear academic structure or curriculum, it is also causing societal failure as we are teaching children na hindi dapat i-priority ang education and dapat hindi nila deserve the best start in life and we are sacrificing their future for present convenience. Optional is not an option.
Kisha.
Though yes, merong benefits yung senior high school, pero hindi naman lahat yon nasosolusyonan talaga ng senior high school. Katulad nga ng objectives, yung objective ng senior high school is mag-give ng quality education and employability. Yun yung rason bakit siya in-implement. Pero nagsasabi yung studies na hindi nila na-reach yung goal na yon. Kunyari yung sa employability. Like, ginawa nila yon para yung mga senior high school, pwede na sila mag-work after senior high. Pero 20%, according to PIDS, 20% of the senior high school lang yung mga pwede...
Time is up. Gian?
Okay, kailangan hindi dapat tayo magstay lang sa employability factor ng SHS itself. It is also transitional to higher education kasi nga kailangan quality education according to Section 14, Article 14, Section 2 ng 1987 Constitution. And maraming factors, sure, pero marami rin ang nakakatulong sa government natin para ma-implement ng maayos yung senior high school curriculum.
Kisha.
Pero sa quality education-wise, as I said, na hindi naman senior high school lang talaga yung parang mag-giveaway for college sa mga students. Para as preparation din, meron ding bridging programs na pwedeng applyan ng mga students as alternative for senior high school. Kasi yung senior high school, mas magastos siya, additional 2 years pa, which is a time burden, tapos financial burden nga. And di naman lahat ng Filipino families pwedeng or afford or may privilege na makapag-senior high school.
Mas magastos daw, Gian.
No, because meron tayong assistance internationally from ADB, Asian Development Bank, na inaayos na ngayon to strengthen the curriculum. And they're actually helping with the infrastructure itself by simplifying the curriculum para mas konti yung subjects and para mas marami yung immersion sa work. Yun nga, according to your dilemma.
O Kisha, may financial assistance naman pala.
Pero hindi lang naman po kasi tuition-wise yung gastos ng mga students. Kasama din po dun yung transportation fees, yung miscellaneous fees, yung uniforms, yung books. Ang dami pong gastos ng isang senior high school student. So kapag na-accumulate po yung funds na yon, hindi lang naman siya applied for yun dun sa sinabi mong funding. Parang hindi naman siya nasusupport solely of that. So meron pa rin gastusin yung mga families at financial burden pa rin siya sa mga Filipino families.
Financial burden, Gian.
Let's talk about implementation. Okay? Gagawin nyo ang optional yung senior high school. Pero yung mga hidden fees na to, hindi ba problema siya ng ibang sectors? Hindi kung paano natin is gagawing optional or gagawin nating mandatory yung senior high school. That is an irrelevant problem na problema ng ibang parts or sectors ng government natin like Department of Transportation, Department of Trade and Industry, babaan nila yung presyo ng gasol. Yeah.
Kisha, hindi raw solely problema to ng isang sector, dapat daw problema ng iba't ibang sector. Ano masasabi mo dyan?
Pero right now we're talking kasi about education-wise. So parang it affects them then. Tapos yung another option is that dapat hindi mag-focus solely din sa senior high school yung DepEd or more on yung resources dapat i-reallocate siya sa K-10 curriculum, which will help parang dun sa quality education na sinasabi. Kasi nga, meron sinasabi sa PIDS na parang yung Philippines, or sa PISA pala, na 76 out of 81, nag-rank 76 out of 81 yung Philippines.
Actually, since yung sinabi ninyo about sa pagiging optional niya, the implementation, di ba? Hindi niyo siya masyadong, wala kayong clear na structure na naihanda about that. Ang sinasabi niyo is, dapat, kasi propositional kayo, so you have to explain kung ano yung optional na strategy na pinaplano ng ano.
I've mentioned optional strategy for that is yung bridging program.
Okay, so you can reallocate funds, right?
Yes.
Bakit hindi natin i-allocate nga sa senior high school kung talagang nangangailangan siya?
Go ahead, Keisha.
Pero bakit sa senior high school dapat? Sa PISA nga sinabi na yung quality education mababa or 76, nag-rank 76 out of 81 yung Philippines sa math, sa reading comprehension, and sa science. Yung subjects na yon, hindi ba sa basic education siya? Hindi naman siya sa senior
And
high
the
school.
free flow has ended. Okay. So, free flow na yon. Okay, so far ang sinabi ni Keisha, kahit daw merong nadagdag na years, hindi pa rin daw natin na-reach yung quality ng education base sa mga datos. Pero balikan natin yan mamaya. Next na tayo. Okay? Next debaters tayo. O, cheer for your debaters! Salamat kina Gian and kay Keisha. Ngayon naman, sasabak sa ating bardagulan, sina Alvin and Arian. So, ito ang question ninyo. Kung tatanggalin ang senior high, hindi ba't mas lalaki ang agwat ng Pilipinas sa global standard ng 12 years basic education? Simulan natin sa'yo, Arya naman.
Yes, if we were to remove K-12, we would fall behind. Instead na nakakasabayan natin yung mga successful countries like Poland, Japan, we would fall behind to the latter part. Hindi ba yun yung point ng pag-i-implement ng K-12 para makasabay tayo sa global standard? Hindi yung maiiwanan tayo as already a struggling and developing country?
Okay, so let me clarify. We are advocating for optional senior high school, meaning that they have the choice to go to senior high school. So if we want to have an example within the framework, let's go to that rank 1 globally, which is Singapore. They have the compulsory K-10, but they have an optional senior high school that they call the junior college. So sa kanila palang pinapakita na without the compulsory K-12, mataas pa rin ang learning proficiency nila.
If we were to switch to being optional, it would waste all of the billions of money na ininvest na natin sa senior high school. The reason kung bakit tayo mag-i-implement ng K-12 is because we have partnerships, we have international partners that are helping us invest in this type of education, in this type of quality education. Hindi pwedeng palitan natin to optional when there are, as you've said, may evidence ka, pero it is not concrete enough na mako-compare natin siya sa kakayahan ng Pilipinas.
Masasayang nga ba talaga ang mga investments natin? Hindi ba natin sila pwedeng i-reallocate sa ibang classes? For example, the buildings that we have built for senior high school, they can still be used for the optional senior high school, and then the materials and training for our teachers, they can still be used and applied to our students. So hindi natin pwede sabihin na masasayang lang yung investments natin, and in fact, mas magagamit pa natin yung mga investments na to para ma-improve pa yung education sa Pilipinas.
Well, then if we're gonna talk about reallocation, why don't we talk about reallocating it to benefit the senior high school now? We have the program now, we have the resources now, we have manpower, we have experts. Kung sasabihin natin na i-reallocate pa natin siya to an optional one, we would be taking a step backwards to already reallocating it sa improving yung system na meron na tayo ngayon. We should improve it rather than abolish it or make it optional kasi nandito na tayo. Instead of moving forward, mas gugustuhin mo bang pa-backwards yung Pilipinas?
Okay, so sinabi mo, bakit di tayo mag-focus sa senior high school? According to World Bank 2022, 91% of 10 years old students cannot read with proficiency and comprehension. So why shouldn't we focus in K-10, which is our foundational learning? Ang sabi nga sa mga studies natin, ang mga estudyante, pag mas bata sila, mas marami silang natitake in na information. For example, UNESCO said that 15-year-olds below are most affected by learning within reading, math, and science.
Free flow tayo. Hakbang paatras daw ang sinasabi ninyo. Tuloy niyo ang discussion.
Well, if we're gonna talk about reading comprehension, edi hindi yun significantly connected to senior high school. Kasi kung sasabihin natin na from K to 10, nahihirapan na sila, bakit hindi rin natin bigyan ng focus yung K to 10 while giving focus to K to 12? Bakit
How
kailangan
can you
nating
say that
baliwalain
reading
yung K to
comprehension
12
is
ngayon?
not connected when we read with comprehension with each and every subject that we use?
Well, if we're gonna talk, kakasabi mo nga lang na yung reading comprehension is important to K to 10. Therefore, hindi siya problem sa K to 12. We can give focus to K to 12 while also giving focus to K to 10. So,
Well, senior high school students struggle with reading. So how can you say that reading comprehension is not connected? Kasi sa everyday life natin, especially in schools, reading comprehension is a must.
And my point is that hindi natin kailangan gawing optional yung K-12 kung pwede na palang ayusin yun to K-10. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na kailangan natin bigyan ng pansin yung K-10. Eh yung K-12, it also has different sectors to it. It has different aspects, different factors to it. Hindi ka nag-K-12 para makapagbasa ng maayos. Nag-K-12 ka para mapabuti yung buhay mo as a student.
Meron kang point, pero paano nga nila maiintindihan yung mga binabasa nila kung wala silang reading comprehension? And as you've said, bakit nga ba tayo magfo-focus sa senior high, ba't tayo magfocus sa K-10 kung senior high school students sila? Yung mga foundational learning, these are the basis. These are the basis for students in order for them to...
And time is up. Okay, palit tayo ng ating mga debaters. Thank you so much. Alright, so far sinasabi na hindi naman pala issue yung reading comprehension kasi ang K-12 para mas ipabuti yung buhay ng isang estudyante, hindi lamang para mas maging maayos sa pagbabasa. Pero let's proceed to our next question. Nandito ang ating mga debaters, Althea and Dieter. Alright, your question is, paano masisigurong competitive ang ating mga graduates sa buong ASEAN at global market kung mas maikli ang basic education natin kaysa sa ibang bansa? The burden is on you, Digner. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, in-implement lang naman ng K-12 dahil sinasabi ng Pilipinas na paghuhuli na siya in terms of academic, kaya nga lalong pinahaba, di ba? Pero hindi sagot ang longevity doon sa problem. Hindi ibig sabihin na mahaba ang years doon, pwede magiging competitive na tayo sa ibang bansa. Gumagaya lang naman ng Pilipinas to other countries na successful na 12 years ang education. Pero kung sa atin, magiging optional siya, magiging competitive pa rin naman tayo to other countries. Kaya nga naging optional. Yung mga students na or graduates na gusto mag-ibang bansa, pwede nilang...
Pero how can you be sure na pag mas maikli na yung years natin ng pag-aaral, mas magiging competitive tayo dun sa nasabing group? Hindi ba pag tinanggal yung K-12, mas magkakaroon ng chances na mas less yung learning ng mga bata?
Pero kung nag-focus tayo, K-10, ang K-10, ang tawag lang, ang flow natin, doon tayo nagsisimulang matuto sa K-10. Paano ka aangat ng senior high, if ever man na maging mandatory talagang senior high, paano ka aangat ng senior high kung sa K-10 pa lang bumabagsak ka na or hindi ka na natututo ng maayos?
Pero I'm sorry that is relevant kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin, ginagawa nating optional yung mandatory na. Hindi natin sinasabi na tatanggalin natin yung K-10. Ang sinasabi lang natin, we will stay or we will remain, ipapatupad pa rin natin yung mandatory kasi mas nakakatulong siya.
Pero paano yung mga hindi ganun financial stability sa ibang bansa? Hindi naman natin tayo, may privilege tayo, nasa private school tayo, may pera tayo. Hindi natin inisip yung tuition, yung pagkain. Para yung mga ibang tao na walang sapat na funds or allocation para sa senior high school. Iniisip natin din yung iba, hindi lang tayo. Kasi tayo, nasasabi natin yon kasi sa senior high school tayo. Pero paano yung mga gusto mag-senior high school nang walang sapat na pera or allocations para mapunta sila ng senior high school?
I'm sorry, can we go back to the question? Medyo redundant yung argument mo. Kasi, hindi ba't nasabi na yan sa pag-uusap ni Kisha and ni Gian? And hindi ba nasagot na rin ni Gian na meron tayong ibang sectors para mamroblema doon? And besides, we have public schools na makakatulong din kung wala talagang pera or privilege, kung sinasabi mo, yung mga estudyante.
First of all, yung sa sector, hindi naman
Okay, hold on. Free flow na tayo. So ituloy niyo yung discussion ninyo. So far, ang sinasabi nila Dieter, financial burden ang pagkakaroon ng mandatory. So go ahead.
First of all, yung sinasabi mong sector na parang hindi lang naman sa education yung sector na naaapektuhan pag inalis yung sa mandatory senior high school. Pero bakit hindi naman sa hanggang umaasa lang tayo sa ibang sector? Hindi naman nakikita natin na parang ang government ngayon, hindi siya, ang gulo niya ngayon, parang hindi agad na-implement yung gusto nating gawin. So dapat, kung gusto natin, ipilit natin agad para mas ma-implement lalo yung mga gusto nating gawin.
Huwag daw iaasa sa gobyerno.
Like other sectors, yung sinasabi mong may other sector. For example, pababain yung gas. Paano ipapababa? Nakikita namin, pilit-pilit na tumataas yung gas sa araw-araw natin nakikita sa mga news or sa articles.
I'm sorry, irrelevant. What do you you mean na hindi iasa sa ibang sectors? Kaya nga meron tayong gobyerno para magtulungan sila, para mas mapabetter yung sistema dito sa Pilipinas.
Pero nagtutulungan nga ba ang sector? Pero sa mga lumalabas ngayon, si Jingo Estrada, ang gusto niya, ipaalis ang senior high school, ipa-remove, ipa-abolish. Pero yung ibang government pero yung mga ibang government, parang, or yung governor, or yung mga senator, hindi sila uma-agree doon. Sa loob pa lang ng government, nagkakaaway-away na sila. So paano mo masasabing mas maayos siya kapag mas parang nag-wide na yung sakop ng pinag-uusapan nila?
Hindi ba ang pinag-uusapan natin mandatory or optional? Ngayon, isipin mo kung naging optional. Sinabi mo nga, hati-hati na ang opinion ng lahat. Ilan lamang ang nagsasabi.
Alright, time is up. Thank you so much, Ate and Ether. Ibalik natin si Nakisha and Gian. So welcome back sa inyo. Alright, so nagiging mainit na yung discussion ngayon, pero ngayon tutuloy natin. Ano ang mas mahalaga sa ngayon? Bawasan ang gastusin ng pamilya sa edukasyon o panatiliin ang kalidad at standard ng edukasyon sa bansa? Gian, go ahead.
Okay, sige. There is this ASEAN qualification framework na dapat 12 years yung study ng basic education para it's a standard, basically. And as part of the ASEAN, the Philippines, as a developing country, we need that. Kailangan meron tayong at least that na 12 years ng basic education to be globally competitive sa kanila. Speaking of employability, sige, how can we make our students, our Filipino children to be globally competitive and magkaroon ng opportunity sa ibang bansa?
Isha.
As you said, to be global competitive, parang you're saying na dapat may senior high para ma-reach natin yung standards ng ibang bansa. Pwede naman tayong umusad ng hindi nagbe-base sa mga ginagawa ng ibang bansa. Kasi sa country pa lang natin, paano tayo aasenso? May financial burdens nga per family. So parang wala silang enough resources para makapag-comply dun sa mga sinasabing standards na para magpa-improve.
Gian.
Okay, again, the Philippines is making a step towards that goal. We are trying to make it accessible for all. Merong mga tuition subsidies. Even private sector is helping funding these educational issues. They're funding classrooms, at least 50 na right now, as far as I know. And DTI din, they're helping right now. Asian Development Bank, as I've said earlier. And marami pang iba. You know, tuition fee subsidies from the government itself, because that is your job.
Isha.
But not everyone is privileged to have those subsidies. Hindi lahat may knowledge about those scholarships or yung mga subsidies. Hindi sinasabi sa lahat na pwede silang mag-avail na non or may kakayahan sila for that. It doesn't really hindi siya necessarily for all kasi yun nga hindi lahat may alam about it.
Gian.
Okay, so 4Ps, Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program. It helps with exactly that program. And kailangan din na yung mga pamilyang Pilipino ay alam nila. By making it optional, we are actually making a two-tiered education system na yung mga privilege lang ang makakapag-aral. If you make it optional, syempre kung sino lang yung may kaya, sila lang makakapag-senior high school. As you've said earlier, di natin problema ngayon kasi nandito tayo. No, problema pa rin natin ngayon. Pero mas lalong po problemahin natin kung malaki yung agwat ng mga mayayaman at mahihirap sa bansa. Yung iba hindi nakakapag-aral ng wasto.
Isha.
Academic inequality, right?
Yes.
So, ngayon pa lang, may mga dropouts na dahil hindi nila kaya isustento yung senior high school. So, paano mo masasabi na kapag pinalong or minandatory yung senior high school, mas hindi siya makakapag-help sa mga students na gusto ma-employ?
Alright, so now let's proceed to our free flow. May mga hanging kayo. Ano ang mas matimbang sa bayan natin, sa bansa natin? Yung kalidad ng edukasyon via the 12 years o yung financial burden para sa mga pamilya natin na dapat wala silang burden? Go ahead.
I believe na factor ng quality education yung financial wise. Kasi paano makakapag-aral yung mga bata kung hindi nila kayang isustento yung mga kailangan nila?
Okay, so bakit nga tayo may poverty in the Philippines? They are keeping us uneducated. Kailangan, they are keeping us in this stunted level na grade 10 lang. We have made this step forward. Why don't we continue? And actually 53.3% na ang tumaas sa transitional to higher grade levels dahil may senior high school. And according dun sa dropouts that you said, 93.3% yung actually na-prevent na mag-drop out, na tumuloy sa sa studies nila dahil sa senior high school, and 3% na lang yung may dropout right now.
Kaya namin na-bring up yung K-10 curriculum kasi, let me ask you this, paano ba pumupunta sa tuktok? Di ba kailangan mo munang mag-start sa ilalim? Yung ilalim natin is yung K-10 curriculum. Yun yung parang building blocks ng paglago ng intellectual or...
Okay, so that's the fault of the K-10 curriculum. Gagawin din ba natin siyang optional? Gagawin din ba natin optional ang college? Marami rin siyang problema.
No, which is why yung K-12 curriculum...
Precisely. K-12, kailangan natin yan. It is necessary as a developing country as the Philippines.
Kaya lang naman in-implement yung K-12 curriculum kasi naglalak tayo sa quality education ng K-10. Ng K-10.
Exactly. Time is up. Okay. Next debaters tayo. Thank you so much. Okay. For our last round. Okay. Here's the question for both of you. Kung marami pa ring employer ang mas pinipili ang college graduates kaysa senior high graduates, makatarungan pa rin bang ipagpatuloy ang mandatory senior high school kahit na nakararanas ng diskriminasyon ang mga SHS graduates sa paghahanap ng trabaho? Burden is on you, Arian. Go ahead.
I wouldn't say it is discrimination per se actually. I would say na it is a company issue. Not an issue actually, a company standard. Kasi yung CHS, merong 4 exits yan. They can either go to higher education, which is college. They can either start a business of their own. They can either stay undecided, or they can enter the workplace. So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na problema kasi hindi sila nakakahanap ng trabaho kasi that's not the sole reason for implementing senior high school in the first place. It is quality education.
But that is one of its main arguments, right? That is one of its main objectives. So kung yung objectives niya hindi niya natutupad, how can we say that it is successful? Na-mention nga kanina, why shouldn't we continue with senior high school? What should we do then? Continue with a flawed system? Hindi ba dapat nating ayusin muna ang mga nauuna kumpara sa pag-a-add natin? How can we remediate something when its root issue is not answered?
Its root issue is not being answered. If anything, it is being improved. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na it is a flawed system that should just be abandoned or abolished. Kasi kung sinabi natin yon, edi sana nung yung K-10 hindi pa siya gumagana ng maayos, inabolish na rin natin siya, di ba? So, its main objective is being answered actually. You mentioned it is one of the main objectives. So, ibig sabihin, hindi porket hindi natin to nabibigyan ng attention gaano, hindi na siya nag-work as a whole. Kasi its main objectives is not just employability rate.
Okay, so you said that employability is just one of its objectives. Then let's go to its main objective. Yung sabi mo, yung quality learning. Nag-improve ba ang quality learning? According to PISA, hindi pa rin tayo nag-i-improve. Or if nag-improve man, it is so insignificant na hindi naapektuhan ng significantly ang mga buhay ng mga Pilipino. Kagaya nga dun sa PISA, noong 2018 tayo ang lowest. Noong 2022, tayo ang 5th lowest. So, nag-improve nga ng kakaunti, pero enough ba ito to justify?
Well, then would we risk it becoming even lower? Kasi may Poland, if you are aware of Poland, Poland actually started as a struggling country in terms of education. Pero since the implementation of senior high school, since they improved their education system, they are now ranked as one of the highest countries in terms of education. So kung i-abandon natin to, kung gagawin natin siyang optional, it would be not trusting the Philippine system. Actually, parang ina-abandon natin yung mga future learners. We are depriving them of the future that they deserve. Kung hindi natin...
We are not depriving them of the future they deserve. We are giving them the future they deserve. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, countries such as Singapore, Australia, and Germany have optional senior high school, and they are top performing. Sabi mo, ang Poland is one of the highest ranking. Well, Singapore is the highest ranking. And ang kanilang sistema is successful not because they have senior high school, but because they improved their K-10 and their senior high school is optional.
Okay, we now go to our free flow. Yung impending question is, or yung binabato sa inyo ng kabilang grupo is, hakbang paatras yung gusto ninyong mangyari? Kasi development na raw yung nangyayari sa K-12. So simulan natin doon. Go ahead.
Just because we are going back to our roots, that doesn't mean that we are setting back the Philippines. Instead, we are moving forward with the times. Nakita natin na unsuccessful ang senior high school in terms of its promises. So how can we continue with this program?
You said moving forward with the times, pero with your solution of making it optional, we are not moving forward to the times. Meron din kayong minention na kailangan ba talaga maging globally competitive tayo kung dito pa lang sa sarili nating bansa hindi na kaya. That is the sole reason kung bakit tayo magiging globally competitive, to fit the standards. Actually, not just fit the standard, makasabayan sa standard. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng hindi kaya ng bansa natin ngayon, so wag na lang. Eh di iniwan na lang natin yung bansa
Okay,
natin.
so let's go back to the benefits of making it optional. Right now, you can only get your diploma once you graduate from senior high school. And this would actually deprive Filipino students who graduated, this would deprive Filipino students from getting a higher chance with their job applications, even sa mga TESDA applications. So how can we say that...
Sorry,
so
can you further explain the higher chance?
So right now, when in terms of work, they are looking for a diploma. Am I right? So then, if we require senior high school, then are we not depraving students who cannot go to senior high school? Because a lot of students are not able to sustain themselves through senior high school. Then are we not giving them the chance to get a better job with the
Alright, unfortunately, time is up. Maraming salamat. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga debaters. Thank you so much. Pero hindi pa po dito nagtatapos sa ating pagbabalik ang huling statement ng ating mga debaters at malalaman natin kung sino ang best speakers sa magkabilang panig. Dito lang yan sa pagbabalik ng Schoolmate!
At nagbabalik tayo dito sa Schoolmates at naririto pa rin tayo sa Holy Angel University, Pampanga! At ngayon naman, syempre bibigyan natin sila ng chance na magbigay ng kanilang insights tungkol sa ating hot topic for today's episode. Ayan, sino dito ang gustong magsalita? Ayan, hello, hi, dito tayo. Ayan, what's your name?
I am Josephine Alexa.
Ayan, Josephine, anong masasabi mo sa ating hot topic for tonight?
I think po, not in favor po ako sa pagtanggal na mandatory senior high school. Kasi one of the concerns din po is, kapag optional po yung senior high school, baka po tamarin po yung mga estudyante and mas lalo pong mag-worsen yung development po ng country natin.
Ayan, wala pang palakpakan dyan! Maraming salamat. Dito naman, sino? Ayan. Ang gagaling ng mga taga Holy Angel University, no? Talagang lahat kayo best speaker. Ayun, hello, what's your name?
Cassandra.
Cassandra, anong masasabi mo sa ating issue ngayong gabi?
Actually po, I'm not in favor in removing K-12 kasi po for me, if you remove K-12 and gagawin siyang optional as they said, hindi ba mas mag-widen ang gap ng mayayaman at mahihirap dito?
Ay,
Tsaka po kasi, why remove K-12 if we can just parang improve its curriculum po para mas maging better siya for the students po.
ayun, maraming salamat! Sino ba? Ayan. Gusto ko yung mga taga Holy Angel talaga nagtataas ng kamay. Ayan. Hello, what's your name?
Lara po,
Anong masasabi mo sa ating issue ngayong gabi?
hindi din po ako sang-ayon sa pagiging optional po yung senior high. Kasi as they raised an issue earlier, a problem that the optional senior high school solves is the giving of the diploma earlier for people who need jobs even though they haven't finished K-12. But the issue with that is they're tackling the fact that a lot of people cannot afford K-12. The issue is we cannot change that system unless we have quality education which can be solved by K-12.
Ayan. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat. Last one. Ayan, ito. Ang dami mong fans. Ikaw talaga ang tinuturo. Dito tayo. Ayan. Dito tayo. O, palakpakan nyo. Cheer! Ayan, dito tayo. Ayan. Ayan, lapit tayo sa camera. Dito tayo. Ayan. Alright. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Franco.
Franco! Ang daming fans si Franco. Gusto mo babatiin yung mga sumisigaw sa iyo ngayong gabi? Shout out sa St. Louis! Ayan, anong masasabi mo sa ating hot topic ngayong gabi?
Para sa akin, crucial yung senior high school sa pag-shape ng mga students para mas maging prepared sila sa college. Kaya para sa akin, dapat mag-remain na mandatory yung senior high school because mas nasusuit up yung mga estudyante para sa future nila, mas nagkakaroon silang vision para sa kanilang careers na iti-take. And of course, parang mas na-open po yung mga opportunities for them para mag-shine yung potential po nila.
Yan. Maraming salamat. There you have it, mga ka-schoolmates. Maraming salamat sa lahat na nagbigay ng kanilang mga insights ngayong gabi. Siyempre ngayon naman, babalikan natin si Jules dahil alamin na natin kung sino-sino nga ba ang ating best speakers for today's episode. Kaya naman, back to you, Jules.
Maraming salamat, JV, at syempre sa ating mga ka-schoolmates para sa kanilang mga saloobin para sa ating episode ngayong gabi. Pero ngayon, bago tayo magtungo sa pag-award ng ating mga best speakers, pero bago ako mag-proceed, sa tingin ninyo, sino ang ating best speakers? Ayan. Halo-halo ang mga opinyon ng Holy Angel University. But before we proceed to the awarding, pakinggan muna natin ang last statements ng magkabilang grupo. Simulan natin kay Kisha.
So, yun na nga, dapat maging optional yung mandatory senior high school kasi hindi niya na-meet yung mga promises na kinip niya. And in terms of global competitiveness, it's not about the longevity we're after. It's about the quality education. With that, we should be given the option to choose because we have the right to choose.
That's your final statement for the group. Give the option for people to choose. What's your last statement?
Well, optional is not an option because it is a right according to the Article 14, Section 1, 2, and 3. It is supposed to be a free education sa public schools and then dapat ay quality education din. If we want quality education, comparing that to Singapore, we have to be globally competitive. Kailangan to go up there in the ranks, we have to be globally competitive. Employability, that can be solved by a lot of things, pero you wouldn't let a 16-year-old na junior high school mag-work agad, pero through senior high school, you give them the training and the transition period para sa college experience nila. Through the government, maraming tumutulong sa atin and internationally because they see it as a promise. Optional, wala tayong clear na structure para dyan. And yun nga, lalayo yung gap. And dahil wala tayong clear na structure, it is likely to fail. That is another promise, that is another risk na wala pa tayong record of. And that is all. Thank you.
And on that note, thank you so much. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga debaters. And congratulations sa inyong lahat. But reminder lang po sa ating mga schoolmates, kahit sino pa ang manalo, valid pa rin ang bawat opinyon. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng best speaker ay may mas malinaw at mas convincing ang inyong argumento ngayong gabi. Kaya kahit hindi panalo ang side mo, basta't respectful at may sense ang opinion mo, panalo ka na sa critical thinking. So please keep the conversation alive and stay open-minded. Now, let's reveal our best speaker. Holy Angel University, sino sa tingin niyo ang ating best speaker? All right. Congratulations, Arian Leitagama. Arian. So ayan, again, congratulations sa inyong lahat.
There you have it, mga ka-schoolmates. Narinig natin ang ating mga debaters ngayong gabi. Siyempre ako naman, ang aking pananaw dito, di ba, ay naniniwala din talaga ako na dapat, of course, hello, Jules. Ayan. Ako kasi, Jules, ay dapat ipatupad ang K-12 sa ating bansa. Dahil, alam mo, Jules, isa itong hakbang para mas maging globally competitive ang ating mga estudyante. At syempre, pag na-implement ang K-12 sa ating bansa, ay napakalaking tulong nito, hindi lang sa ating mga estudyante, kundi na rin sa ating buong bansa, di ba? Kaya naman, syempre, naiintindihan din naman natin ang ating mga parents na may hinaing dahil dagdag gastusin nga ito. Pero ano ba naman ang dagdag gastusin ito kung mas magiging maganda ang career ng ating mga estudyante sa buong bansa? Ayan.
I certainly agree with you, JV. Palakpakan naman natin si Kuya JV.
Kuya, JV.
Pero ako, alam mo, gusto kong bigyang pagpupugay uli yung mga debaters natin. Napakahuhusay ng ating mga senior high students. Palakpakan natin mga debaters ng Holy Angel University. Pero alam mo ako, JV, ever since 10 years ago, lagi ko itong sinasabi, as a graduate of public administration, yung lente ko lagi bilang reformist. So, hindi ako naniniwala sa pagbabasura agad ng mga polisiya. More on sa pag-i-improve ng isang policy. 'Di ba? Kasi kung nandyan na, ba't hindi na lang natin i-improve? Ang dami nang ininvest ng gobyerno, ng mga pamilya, ng ibang-ibang sektor para sa senior high. So, dapat i-improve na lang natin yan. Para sa akin, hakbang paatras din kung biglang aalisin. Kasi ang dami ng improvements na ginawa, naka-adjust na yung mga sektor, tapos biglang aalisin mo. Pero I'd like to make a point also na maraming punto rin, yung mga nagsasabi kanina sa kabilang grupo, na may financial burden naman talaga kasi. Kasi yung iba, itong additional 2 years, matagal din yan. 2 years, imagine mo yun, na imbes na makapag-college na agad, may 2 years pa sa senior high. So dapat, ang gobyerno, mas maging magbigay ng mas maraming opportunities na ipaalam na merong mga support, financial support para makatawid ng senior high. As well as preparing the private sector, di ba, even the government, na kung may graduates ka ng senior high, ang promise ng senior high ay makapagbigay ng option na makapagtrabaho agad. Pero bakit hindi lahat na tumatanggap ng senior high graduates? So yun yung isang punto na kailangan ayusin ng ating sistema, na kapag graduate ka ng senior high, may option ka, pwede kang mag-college or pwede kang makapagtrabaho agad.
Ayan. Palakpakan nyo naman si Kuya Jules. Kuya Jules. Ayan. Napakahuhusay ng mga estudyante ng Holy Angel University. Nag-enjoy ka ba ngayong gabi?
Yes, very nostalgic. Again, it's
Yes,
been
nostalgic.
10 years.
Ilan years?
10 years. 10
Wow.
years, di ba? Sabi nga nila, nung nag-start ang schoolmates, 7 years old lang sila.
Ayan, pero speaking of years, of course, we would like to congratulate ang lahat ng bumubuo ng schoolmates. Congratulations po para sa isang dekadang award-winning show. Ayan.
Ang daming awards. Pero of course, thank you so much to Holy Angel University.
Yes, maraming salamat po. And of course, gusto ko lang din batiin ang aking nanay na nanonood ngayon, and of course, yung tita Eyang ko. Nag-shoutout. Itaas nyo yung mga shoutout nyo, Holy Angel University. Ipakita nyo yan. Yung mga posters yung gaganda, oh. Di ba? Ang gagaling nila.
Ayan, maraming salamat sa inyo, and we're very happy na bumabalik na uli sa mga schools ang schoolmates kasi because of the pandemic, nag-iba yung format, and now we're slowly bringing the original format. Well, medyo bago yung format sa mga schools natin. And with that, sa bawat kwento, sa bawat tanong, may boses tayong mga kabataan.
Sumali, makinig at makiisa dahil opinion nyo'y mahalaga.
Kaya naman, isigaw natin sa buong mundo, Schoolmates, may pakialam ka!